Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Bowling Bros video. Today's another tip video. Since our last tip video blew up, I think it's at 10,000 views now, which is crazy. There was that one, I don't know, I mean, I guess all the tips help, but the one tip I hope that helped everyone was that thumb tip for two-handers. Anyway, we have another tip video for today, and we're gonna just start it off right here. This is the intro slash tip number one. So, tip number one. Simple tip, layouts. Layouts on bowling balls matter a lot, whether you're a one-hander or two-hander. It matters more if you're a two-hander, in my opinion, because there's various different layouts that you can do compared to a one-hander. One-handers just simply either do pin up or pin down. But for two-handers, it's a little more complex. So here I have two different layouts. These are both my bowling balls. Can they see the layouts? Okay. So this here is a Tour Dynamics. This is a 5x4x3 2LS layout. 2LS meaning layout for two-handers, and this is a layout for one-handers. So the reason I did not go with 2LS for this ball is because obviously this is a phase 2, this is an older ball. I didn't know what 2LS was at the time, but this ball still reacts amazing for being a non-2LS layout. I think 2LS is somewhat overrated. If you're a two-hander, I don't think you should stick with 2LS. I think you should try many different layouts, like dual angle, one-handed layouts, or two-handed layouts, whatever. But the number one tip is PAP. Before you drill any of your bowling balls, make sure you find your PAP. This is a very crucial rule to making your ball roll better for you. So find your PAP, go to your local pro shop, ask him how you can find your PAP. He'll let you know how you can find it. That's the number one rule. So if you're ever struggling to drill a layout, find your PAP. That's tip number one. Okay guys, tip number two, handy dandy scuff brush. I think if you're an amateur or a pro, I think every bowler should have a scuff brush in their bag. This is a very important tool to consistency. You can add slide with this, you could remove slide with this. So to remove slide, you're gonna just take the scuff brush. I like to hold it by the head to, just make it harder. I feel like it works better. But anyway, you're gonna take it, you're gonna go to the top of your shoe where your slide is, and you're gonna go side to side to remove slide. And then if you want to add slide, you're gonna grab the back handle and you're gonna go up and down gently on the whole thing. And this will add slide to your shoe. I don't recommend that you go side to side on the heel, because then you're removing a lot of slide. Unless your approach is like a skating rink and you're just like basically ice skating, then use your scuff on the heel. But for now, just use it on the front part to remove slide, side to side, to add slide, forwards and backwards. And that's tip number two. Okay guys, tip number three. This is a very simple tip, but I feel like a lot of people don't know. So, oh my gosh, the oil's already drying off. But anyway, you can kind of see my track right here after I've thrown a couple shots. When you pick up your ball to wipe your ball, a lot of people just say pick up your ball, wipe it before every shot. But I feel like they all miss one crucial rule, and it's the direction in which you wipe your bowling ball. You should always wipe your bowling ball where your track is. Because if you wipe it any other way, then you're not actually getting rid of the oil, you're just wiping your ball for no reason. So look at your track, see where your track is around the ball, and wipe in that direction. Then you will remove the most oil off your bowling ball. So that's tip number three. All right guys, tip number four coming at you. This is a consistency tip. This is a tip I like to give people for consistency, because a lot of pros and a lot of bowlers that give tips, they usually talk about where to look on the lane, whether it be the dots, the foul line, the arrows, or your break point, yada, yada, yada. I like to take it all the way back to where your foot ends at the foul line every time you throw your shot. I think that is the number one key to consistency, in my opinion. So what I mean by that is there are some bowlers that like to drift left or right during their approach, and I'm the type of guy to go, it's okay to drift, it's okay to start, it's okay to end in a different spot than where you start, but I think the number one important thing is you should end in the same spot every time. If you're trying to hit whatever mark, and then if your ball hooks too much, obviously move left off of that. But I'm gonna show you what I mean by that here. Okay, so throwing the Tour Dynamics, we've been bowling on this pattern for a little bit. It doesn't look, no, you don't have to. It doesn't look, the tour dynamics doesn't look great because the pattern's burnt up a little bit, but I'm going to stand on 30, and I'm gonna try to end on 30. All right, here we go. Obviously I'm an unorthodox two-hander. I don't drift at all, so. Okay, I think I ended roughly around 28, 29. It's okay for there to be a 2 to 3 board difference in where your foot ends, but if it's anything over 4, I think it's a drastic difference and it'll affect your ball motion big time. That was a good shot, but the ball didn't pick up, so I'm gonna stand on 30 again, probably 31, move a board left off of that, or honestly, no, I'll stand exactly on 30 again. We'll see what happens. I tend to drift right a little bit at the end, I've noticed. So let's see here. All right, I think I drifted 5 boards there. That was on accident, but I did get the ball more right, so it worked out in the end. But obviously, this is something I'm working on still a little bit. If there's a 2 to 3 board difference in where your foot ends at the end, it's not a big difference. I think you should be okay with that. But if it's like that and it's a 5 board difference, you need to work on it. So we're gonna give it to Noah now.
Hey guys, we're still on the last tip. I'm gonna be standing on 25, ending on 25. Here we go. Sometimes I like to drift left. Sometimes I walk straight. I'm all over the place. I'm still very inconsistent, so this is actually a good tip to work on your guys' accuracy. So let's see, 25 right here. Yep, there you go. It's pretty much, that's like 26, like 1 board to the left.
All right, guys, tip 5.5. First part of this tip is a beginner tip. If you're standing on the lane and you throw a shot and your ball hooks too much, it's not the wrong ball or whatever you may think it is. Move a couple boards left. You always move by like 2 to 3 boards max. You never move more than that. So I'm gonna throw a shot here that's going to hook a lot. I'm going to make it hook a lot. I'm gonna move left 3 to 5 boards and it's gonna be perfect. So, all right, I'm standing on 25. This ball's gonna hook a lot. Perfect example, right? That's a perfect example. Standing on 25, wrong spot. Obviously the ball's gonna hook a lot. All right, we're gonna throw that same ball. We're gonna move four boards to the left, four to 5 boards, and that should be perfect pocket flush. Once I get rid of the spare. Okay, obviously my last shot split. It was a good example. I tried to split so that I could show you what you do when you miss your target. I have a friend actually who's very good at bowling. His release is phenomenal, and he couldn't throw a strike during league night. And I was like, he's a lefty. I was like, move right. Your ball's hooking too much. Just move right. He was like, okay. He moves right. He throws six strikes in a row. That's how simple it was. All right, I was saying on board 25, I'm gonna move to about 29, 30. This should be perfect. Yeah. Okay, don't end it. So that is the perfect example of you're not in the wrong ball. You just need to move left. I love telling that rule to like everyone, even if you're advanced or beginner. If your ball hooks too much, you move, oh my bad. If your ball hooks too much, move left. If your ball doesn't hook enough, move back to the right. Okay, simple as that. Now, I said tip 5.5 because that's the first part of the tip. The second tip is probably, I can't stress this tip enough. If there is one thing in bowling that will make you more consistent than anything, it's not targeting, it's not where your foot ends at the foul line every time, although both of those matter a lot, obviously. The number one tip in the world, you can ask any bowler, is your release. Okay, I can't stress it enough. There is a reason Tom Smallwood was the number 1 seed and dominated the 2024 PBA Players Championship. He's not the most flashy bowler on the planet. You know, he's not the tallest bowler, but if there's one thing Smallwood has over any pro bowler that I've ever seen, and the reason I think he's so good is his release. You can't argue with him. Tom Smallwood's release is amazing. It's the same every time. He doesn't switch it up. He doesn't do anything fancy. It's just super consistent, and that's the reason I think and the reason Tom Smallwood lost the 2024 PBA Players Championship is because he made a bad ball switch. It didn't look like he made a ball switch because he was throwing the same ball, but I think he switched to a Crimson Jackal that was drilled a different layout, and he did terrible. That's the reason he lost. He didn't lose because of his release. He lost because of bad ball reaction. But anyway, that wraps up the video. Thank you for watching. We just hit 4,000 subscribers. And so thank you guys for watching Bowling Bros. This is the another tip video. We just hit 4,000 subscribers. Before we finish the video, Noah's gonna finish this out with something that he wants to say. So that's it from Raf.
So off of Rafael's tip, he's saying if your ball hooks too much, move left. If the ball doesn't hook as much, move right. But the alternative for me is I just like to throw it fast. So I'm gonna just stay straight. And honestly, if your ball's hooking too much, you could either throw it fast or you could just move far left and open your angles up. But this is what I would do. All right. I might have blocked the shot. I think I blocked it. Oh.
Hey guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching Bowling Bros. We just hit 4,000 subscribers, I think 5 days ago, something like that. Road to 5,000 subscribers starts now. I think as of recording this, we're at 4.1 or 4.2, something like that. Hope you enjoyed this tip video. Let us know in the comments down below which tip helped you out the most or which tip you've never heard of. Until next time, Bowling Bros out.